Greetings, fellow action figure connoisseurs, and welcome to another episode of Digital Caveman Presents Transformers Friday. Today I will be presenting you with the Walmart exclusive Transformers Legacy Velocitron Speedia 500 Collection Road Hauler, Voyager Class. Thank you for watching this video, or any of my other videos that you may have run across, which I hope is all of them. Only support from viewers like you make this programming possible. Each view does count, and I do appreciate each and every single view that I receive. Thank you, and thank you so very much for supporting this channel through viewing. Comment below, like, share, subscribe if you'd like to see more reviews. Or just help the channel out further, or both, that's even better. And don't forget to ding that bell so that in the future you will be notified as my new content becomes available. And with all that said, let's get into it. Let's start our engines by taking a look at the packaging. Let's see, on the top flap here, nice artwork of Road Hauler, Kartomi, Generations, Velocitron Speedia Collection, 500, Speedia 500. Transformers Legacy, another nice product shot. The symbol, I think this was off the Cyber Planet keys for Velocitron back in the days of Cybertron. On the front here we have Velocitron Speedia 500 Collection. There's the Velocitron symbol again. Transformers Road Hauler, 8 and up, Hasbro print. Transformers Legacy, Voyager Class. On the bottom, Velocitron, Transformers More Than Meets the Eye, small print, fine print, legalese print, made Vietnam print, symbols I'm not going to learn, and a barcode. Also, recycled stuff. On this side, the artwork wraps around, and then it says something there in Cybertronian, and Speedia 500 Velocitron, authentic. And on this side, nice artwork of Road Hauler, Transformers Legacy. On the back, Road Hauler, Velocitron Speedia 500 Collection. And nice product shots of both modes, showing it goes from one to the other in 18 steps. Warning! Attention! Akun! Don't stick things in any language pie hole that don't belong there. And don't give it to babies. Some more small, fine legalese prints. Another made in Vietnam print. Includes figure 3 accessories and instructions. Hasbro print. And that, my friends, is a look at the packaging. Let's take a look at Road Hauler in his alt mode and his accessories. And first accessory up, the handy dandy instruction manual. Nicely illustrated. Clear and easy to follow. Road Hauler, Velocitron Speedia 500 Collection, Cybertronian, Transformers Legacy, Transformers. That does it for the instructions. Let's take a look at the vehicle. If you have grapple, nothing here should really surprise you, or Inferno even, or Artfire even, which I don't have Artfire. But I will say they did, you know, this is the same mold down here, where the crane piece here joins up with the feet that they've been using since Kingdom Inferno. Those of you who don't have grapple may not remember, but there was a tolerance issue with the pegs here, and sometimes it would lead them to break. In fact, my son had a grapple and it did break right on one of those pegs. So, but I like this vehicle mode. It really looks like the vehicle it's supposed to be. And as far as the accessories go, he's got the hook. Not the hook. The claw. The claw! And it just ports in right there. And then of course his gun, which also just ports in on that same thing. And the sprayer nozzle, I guess you could call this, which has that slot in it right there, and just goes on that tab. And the back of it rests up against this part. And of course, I was having problems getting it in there. Now, as far as the articulation stuff goes, he rolls pretty well. The crane part lifts up, and it even goes, you know, backwards. The hook swings out, swings in. Believe it or not, it's hard to do this on camera. You know, the claw goes right in there on the crane. It does spin a full 360 degrees. Oops. And it will go in and out. And you hear that snap, means it's secured in the out mode. It also secures in the in mode, I guess you could call it. But there's the claw, the hook. I guess you could even put the nozzle on here if you wanted to. I peed. And hell, I guess even if you really, really wanted to, you could take the gun loose. And it could even be used there. So all neat little options. And you know, nice colors throughout. Not a lot of paint apps, but you know, where it needs to be. At least they did paint the hubcaps, or the rims rather. Paint here, 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 and on the cab here, because I think it's all molded in this translucent plastic. But that is a look at the vehicle mode, my friends. It's time for vehicle mode comparisons. And first up, we have grapple. And as you can see, the molds are exactly the same from this view. In fact, even in bot mode, they're exactly the same except for the head. And here we have Road Hauler's other mold mate, Kingdom Inferno. And again, just a few differences on these. Ladder, crane, the heads are different. And of course, he has the hoses and no hoses. And the paint, of course, and accessories. That's not quite. There we go. That looks better. Alright, we also have the Titans Returns Legends class Bumblebee. I think those scale up alright together. And of course, the Amazon exclusive Leader Class Earthrise Dead Optimus Prime, or Alternate Universe Optimus Prime, whichever you prefer to call him. I will say, I don't know if I think the scale may be a little off here, but it's still okay. And that, my friends, completes our look at vehicle mode comparisons. Ladies and gentlemen, it is now time for the comedy portion of our programming, where I attempt to transform this Transformer. And first of all, let's take off this gun. Let's take off this claw. And this we can actually leave on there, it's fine. Now the first thing I like to do is right here where this crane part tabs in to the feet. I like to get that gone ahead and broken open. That's the first thing I like to do. Now the next thing you want to do is loosen this part up right here, and you'll see there's some pegs right here, and they correspond with holes right here. So put the cab on straight up like that, then break the arms apart and move them around to the front, and you'll see there's a tab right here and a slot right here, and it's like that on both sides, and it just tabs into position, and it's kind of goes in there softly. It doesn't really make a click or anything like that. So then you can flip the hands out, maybe, and turn the arms correctly or in the correct position. See, that's pretty easy. Then now that we have already gotten this piece apart, we can actually go ahead and fix the feet, and they just kind of tilt forward, and then there's a hinge up here and a hinge down here at the bottom of the foot, and it just, you just kind of move it back and then up, and same thing on the other side, out, back, and then up. And I don't even know if I got all that on camera, but like that. That's what I get for not looking at the camera while I'm filming. Now this whole assembly right here, let's go ahead before we forget and where does this thing go? There we go. Go ahead and flip the head out, and you can see, and then the first thing we want to do is flip this piece up, and it can be a little stiff, so if that's the case, that's okay. And it just kind of, I don't really say it tabs in, but it just kind of sticks in right here, and yeah, there's nothing there that really holds it together. Then this flap right here, it just folds down, and you can see the hole right here and the peg looking thing right there, and that just tabs in. Then this piece, I said tab in you, this piece will flip up, and you see there's a big tab here, and then there's a hole here, and that just flips right on up into place. And then last, we'll see there's two slight little tabs on either side here where the, is that the horns? Yeah, the horns, sirens, whatever you want to call it. And when you flip the head up, you'll notice there's like a little indentation right here on either side of the head, and that just all kind of tabs together. And I like to put it in there at an angle and then pop the other side down. That's just how I like to do it. You don't have to do it that way if you don't want to. Take the crane, put it all the way down till it clicks. Then this whole assembly right here will fold down. But before you do that, I guess you want to spin that around. And it just folds down. Just like that. Now, as far as the accessories go, either hand you can do this with. Flip it back around, and then you can either peg in the claw, or you can peg in the spout, you know, whichever, or you can just leave it as a hand. But me personally, you know, I like the grapple look with the claw hand. And then the gun just pops in his hand, or, you know, it's got these two pegs on either side of it. You can put it on his forearm there. You can put it up there. So, you know, there are options. You know, you can even put it back here if you wanted to, I guess. If I can ring the hole. That's what she said. So, you know, there are options for storage. And some of those places you can store that claw too if you really don't want it in his hand there. Alright, my friends, that is the transformation. Let's take a look at Road Hauler in his robot mode. And the most striking thing, other than the color on this guy, is the head, which will rotate, and it will do the full Exorcist. Autobot tempo, you know, paint here and here, paint on the cab area here. Of course, it's all, this whole cab section's on that clear plastic, so this is paint, and then paint around the lights, and then the bumper, and then paint here on each side of the leg, and then the caution stripes. And that pretty much does it for the paint. Oh, right here. And then, you know, look at the eyes in there. Painted nicely, I think. Oh, and then the black stripes right there. Now let's take a look at his articulation. We already took a look at his head. He will do the full Exorcist. At the shoulder, full 360-degree rotation. And it will come out to about a 90 degree, well, maybe a little better than 90 degrees there. Cut at the upper bicep for a full 360 degree rotation. That's on a mushroom peg, you see there. At the elbow bend, or for an elbow bend, just slightly better than 90 degrees. And the wrists will go in and out, but of course that's due to transformation, no rotation there. At the waist, a full 360 degree rotation if you move the crane piece out of the way. So it will go all the way around. He kicks forward that far, which is pretty darn good. The crane piece does, well, no, I'll say it does. It really doesn't. It scrapes a little bit, but it really doesn't get in the way. This is what stops the back articulation of the leg. So even so, still pretty darn good. Just below the hips, a 360 degree rotation on a mushroom peg. Oh, how much splits will he do? He does all the splits. At the knee, approximately 90 degrees. And then at the ankle, you know, he does have rocker, almost 90 degrees, not quite 90 degrees. But I guess you could kind of say he does have tilt too. And this is due to transformation, but since we don't get much tilt in Transformers' feet, I will take it. And back that far and forward, you know, kind of that far. Just have to play with it a little bit and see what you can get out of it. And that, my friends, is a look at Road Hauler in his robot mode. It's time for my favorite part of a review, or at least Transformers review, the robot mode comparisons. And let's start things off with the Earthrise grapple. And you can see the only real big difference here, other than color and paint apps on these guys, is the face. You know, Grapple has a pretty neutral face there. And Road Hauler's all like, ah, help me. And other than that, and the colors, the heads are the same, just the faces are different. So that's cool. And you know, you can switch up Road Hauler accessories just to differentiate him from Grapple. And then here's Kingdom Inferno, being all wobbly. And again, you can, you know, tell right off pretty much the differences in these guys. The head, you know, the surround here is a little different on Inferno. In fact, so there you can see how the heads are completely different. Inferno has these wing things sticking out. And then, of course, you know, this whole assembly, they are different. And then, of course, the hoses on Inferno. So, and next up we have the Titans Returns Legends Class Bumblebee. And lastly, we have the Walmart exclusive Leader Class Netflix Earthrise Optimus Prime. And that, my friends, completes our look at robot mode comparisons. For final thoughts on the Walmart exclusive Transformers Legacy Velocitron Speedia 500 Voyager Class Road Hauler, I have to say, I was going to skip this guy at first, and I ran across him at the store, and I was just like, yeah, well, let's go ahead and pick it up. And I did, and I'm glad I did, because even though, you know, he's just a repaint for the most part, I like the way he looks. I like the worried look on his face. I mean, that's just, I don't know what it is, but, you know, it's a construction guy, and, you know, he has that really worried look on his face, like, I messed something up. Not that construction guys sound like that. I don't guess. I don't know. But, you know, I like the colors on this guy. He really stands out. Especially next to Inferno and Grapple. And, you know, why not have one more construction bot? Wheeljack can always use a hand, I suppose. And, you know, I've forgotten how enjoyable the transformation on this guy was. I mean, it's not overly complicated, but it's not super easy. And it's just at that right level where it's enjoyable. And, you know, when you have a Transformer, it's great that they have an enjoyable transformation so that you really don't mind changing them from robot to alt mode. You know, it's nice. And, you know, his transformation is familiar and easy enough that I didn't forget it since Inferno, seeing as how I didn't get Artfire, and which I may get one day, I don't know. But, you know, in my opinion, and of course your mileage may vary, and that's okay, this guy is a pickup, especially if you missed Grapple when Earthrise came out. If you missed him, you know, you can kind of stick this guy in your display and fudge him as Grapple and just ignore the colors. But you know, like I said, I really wasn't going to get this guy to begin with, but then I saw him and took a look at it and said, you know, why not? And I'm glad I did. That, my friends, completes our review. I hope you enjoyed it, because I enjoyed making it. Only support from viewers like you make this programming possible. Each view does count, and I do appreciate each and every single view that I receive. Thank you, and thank you so very much for supporting this channel through viewing. Comment below, like, share, subscribe if you'd like to see more reviews, or just help the channel out further. Or both, that's even better. And don't forget to ding that bell so that in the future you will be notified as my new content becomes available. That's a wrap, folks. I'll see you next time.